I did figure out how to create a scythe. Apparently, you have to create an altar. And at the altar, it gives you an opportunity to create a scythe, but in order to create said scythe, you have to make verdant emerald dust. And at the time, I wasn't sure on how to make verdant emerald dust, and I had to explore the options a little better than I already had. So when I went to the altar weapons options, I pressed triangle and went down on the D-pad so that I could figure this out. It says verdant emerald dust, and after figuring that out, going towards the ingredients part, from all the emeralds that I've collected and all the rubies that I've collected, I figured why not go ahead and do the refined emerald and the refined flame ruby. It gives you the option after you make the altar that you can make these items, but considering I was a ranger, I didn't feel like it was necessary to create an altar, so I didn't, which was a mistake on my part. And if I hadn't figured this out, I probably wouldn't have been able to complete the quest that I was on. Awesome sauce. So when you kill these worm things, basically they can give you these little bubbles, and which makes it where you can last longer under the water. Which is pretty cool, considering if you didn't already know that that's what they did. Then it could possibly cause you to lose life or whatever. And sometimes it only takes but a second to hop up there, and you can have like little snippets of air so you don't die immediately. There's a multitude of chests that you can find in this game that just gives you loot. Unfortunately, I have to get rid of something. Anywho, back on mainland. Cool thing about being underwater is you can practically double jump when you can't normally do that. You jump a little higher. So basically, after you have your verdant emerald dust, you go back to where you can make your weapons, and you make sure that you have some refined copper bars and, you know, unrefined wood pieces. And that's practically all you need to make this. But since I am not a character in which those things are necessary, I don't see the point in making another one unless it was needed for another quest, and I'd rather not waste my resources making another one just so that to show you guys. Y'all are smart people, y'all figure it out. As long as you can evade their attacks, you usually can do pretty good, or pretty well with defeating the creatures. But if you don't know how to evade the attacks that are being thrown at you, then it's a possibility you're going to die within the first try. Or if you have nowhere to evade to. And since this place right here is so very narrow, of trying to avoid the attacks. Your best bet is to roll past them as they're trying to attack you. Or use your by using the jump button, which is X. So I also feel the need to warn you that if you decide to continue to level up and there's certain worlds that you haven't gone to yet, those characters will also level up. And upon them leveling up, it will make it even more difficult for you to defeat them. I mean, it goes without saying, but... There's nothing here that I could just get rid of. But... Backpack is still here. Okay. Recipe for air potion. Why not? Apparently have multitude of those. Not intentionally. Alrighty-roo. So I played Portal Knights with my boyfriend this past week as a multiplayer game. But we played on his profile. So he just started a profile and he already had one that he had pre-made. But the one he just started was still only at level 1. So that pretty much just left me with my level 16, 17 character with these level 8 monsters. Or level 4 monsters. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I helped his character level up a few times. But it's really... It's just really one of those situations where you're not too sure on how it's going to pan out. And I'm not big on multiplayer games because I pretty much didn't really have anybody to play with as a kid. Apart from maybe one of my siblings, but they're older and, well, they probably had more fun going off and being teenagers than playing with their little kid sister. Which isn't really a bad thing. Just never really got the hang of doing multiplayer games. So it's pretty neat that I get to learn how to do that with my boyfriend. Especially because he's really big on games, and I like that. So, roaming around this island, trying to find some interesting stuff to get into. But I'm going to mosey on back to this guy over here. The Smelter Man. Sammy the Smelter.
Salut! Nobody celebrate.
Guess that's it. Well, I guess it's the end of Plains Passage for now. Let's see what this place has in store for me. Just in case you guys didn't realize that a lot of these missions that randomly pop up that weren't there before, they are timed missions, so it just pretty much means that you have to take care of them before the time runs out. Like these guys are beasts. They're not difficult to beat if you can outrun them. No, my backpack is full. Well, it's about to not be full. Alright, so... Yay! Let's see. Alrighty, out. Unlock from target, dang it. Urgh. Pretty much stuck in a hole until he dies. Which sucks. Because I couldn't just roll out of there. So close. Well. Yes. I forgot I was on. Stay magical, nerds.